Hello everyone, welcome to another deck profile. This time around I'm bringing Ashen. I've been wanting to build this deck for a long time and I was finally able to pull all the cards together. And honestly, I just wanted them for collection purposes, but the more I read the cards and the more I tried to interact like the combos and saw some videos online, I saw like some potential to it and it's actually really fun. It actually has a lot of competitive value. Um, Nowhere near the best, of course, but like it can steal some wins. I would say it has a very decent matchup against Snake Eyes for the fact that they're all pyros and it's just easier to fusion summon the Vados. But no, in general, pretty much any deck that uses field spells with this guy is just a huge plus. So yeah, I think it's a really good deck. I hope it gets more support, and I don't know, like I really like TCG exclusives. So far, like they haven't been that good. Like Gold Pride for me was one of the best ones. Sadly, it never really got to see a better day. But now with Mimigol, I'm also trying to build it. I will upload a profile as soon as the new cards come in. And yeah, but for now, Ashened, really cool deck. So the three Vados, at first I didn't really understand like what was the intention of this deck, but then the more I played it and the more I saw into it, the more clear it was. This is the main card. This is what gives you pretty much everything. So you can pop any field on your side or your opponent's to summon this guy, and then you can set a trap card from your deck. So usually, like ideally, you want to pop the Ashen field spell because it's what really starts all your plays. But in testing and playing online, I have used it against decks like Full Wonderies and Snake Eyes Fire King by popping their own field. So yeah, it's just really good whenever there's a field spell there. But yeah, ideally it's this one so you can start summoning your Ashen monsters. And additionally, whenever this guy is destroyed, you can destroy all monsters on the field, so it's an additional disruption for your opponent. So yeah, it's really good. It has a very unique and interesting interaction, I would say, with your opponent. And then the second best one is the Priestess of the Ashen City, because you can search pretty much any of your Ashen spell and traps. Or actually cards, sorry, cards. But usually you just search your spell cards. And yeah, it helps you access your field spell. It helps you access the fusion spell. And it's just the one I would say the second piece that gives you more, because I would still say Vados, it's way more important. And then one of each of the other Ashened monsters. I think of bumping Shaman to 2 just because it helps to boost the recovery of the deck. Spearhead is a bounce. This one, I think it just pops Vados, so I guess you can just pop to have an additional disruption in case you don't have any other play. And then King, as long as they have Vados, well, not Vados, I think it's a monster with 2800 attack. 28 or more, so it doesn't have to be Vados. But I mean, usually it is, because if you're playing on your first turn, like there's no chance your opponent will have something like that. You can summon another Ashen from deck. So pretty much you would summon this off the field spell to summon this one off this one. And yeah, just like start over. These two rarely come up. I have this one I've never used. This one has come up a couple of times. But this one's really good because it not only helps you recycle your Ashen monsters, it also helps you to access the the field spell, because once you shuffle 3 of your pyros, even if one of them is an Ashen card, you can search for the field spell. So it gives you that decent recovery, I would say. Then for the spells, the 3 Awakening of Vados. So sad that this card is not an Ashen card, because if it could be accessed by the Priestess, it would be so good. So good. What it does is you can place the field spell in either player's field spell zone. Ideally, it's going to be your opponent's, so you can access your Vados, because if your opponent controls a card, when it resolves, you can add this pretty much. So yeah, it's your best spell card in the deck, I would say. But yeah, sadly it's not Ashened. Otherwise, I think the deck would have a lot more potential. The 3 field spell, once it's popped or banished, you can summon a Ashen from your deck. So yeah, it's really good. It also helps you kind of like recycle itself. If you have it on your field spell zone and this one's you have another copy on the graveyard, you can shuffle it back and then draw a card. So really good. Really important piece for the deck. That one terraforming, because again, it's an important piece. And the 3 Extinguishing of the Ashen. This is the fusion spell / Foolish Burial / recovery from grave. You activate it, you can send any dark pyro from the deck to the graveyard, and then you can add a level 5 or higher. So you can pretty much send Vados and bring back Vados, so you can have access to it. And then you can banish it to fusion summon from your field or hand. So it's a very good card for the deck. And yeah, you just need a 3. There's no other way. And for the traps, oh no, sorry, I missed the Rekindling of the Ashen. I might bump this to 2. I just think it's a little bit too busted for the deck. You can recycle your monsters, or oh no, your monsters. Oh, it says card. Sorry. So you can pretty much recycle any of your other cards. It's an imperm, so it recycles your resources and then it does imperm. So I would say it's pretty good. And then for the traps, the Ashen to the Endless and Ashen for Eternity. This one is a super poly, pretty much. When you leave Vados on your opponent's side of the field, plus 2 pyros or 1, but if you can pop the field spell and summon another one, then immediately it becomes the access for this card, and then just nuke your opponent's entire board. It's fucking crazy. So good. And then this one, it helps you recover something from the graveyard, which is nice. And it also allows you to take control of your Vados as well. If you see that maybe your opponent is going to do some link plays or something, this is really good, because it helps you like evade those kind of interactions. And then the 3 super poly, of course, because an important thing that I forgot to mention. In your turn, all special summon monsters your opponent controls become pyro. So yeah, it becomes pretty much like a super poly enabler for your turn. So you can summon either Vados or the Embers of the Ashened. So it helps you clear boards really nice. Plus we also have other super poly targets in the deck. So yeah, it's a very good card for this deck. Then I have the 3 Bonfire. I don't think this card is needed as much, although it's nice because it can access your princess. But I would say you can cut it. Like the times I drew it, like it was just there. I would have liked to have maybe another hand trap, or like maybe another extender. Because once you play the priestess, it's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, you can also access any of the other ones if you might need it. But yeah, I don't really see it as necessary or fundamental for the deck's functioning. Prosperity for more consistency, and for hand traps, 3 Ash Blossom, the 2 Veiler, and the 3 Imperm. Just generic interruptions for your opponent. And yeah, I might cut the bonfires to maybe like put Nibiru or something else that can also help stop the opponent. And for the extra deck, the 2 Vados and the 2 Embers of Ashened, these are the bread and butter. You mostly are going to be going into these two, especially this one. When it's summoned, it's a Harpy's Feather Duster. So this plus Vados, it's a Regeki and a Harpy's Feather Duster, pretty much. Really, really good. It can be targeted by monster effects. And yeah, it just gains attack for each fusion material, which is insane. You can make it like 5,500, I think, was the highest I ever made. And then this one helps you recover the field spell from your graveyard. And it can attack twice. So yeah, really, really good. And it also destroys a Pyro, I think, when it attacks. Yeah. If an attacks opponent's Pyro monster, it just destroys it. So it's either the Vados, or if you have the field spell, pretty much any other special monster they have. So really, really good. And then for the other super poly targets, Garuda, the Mud Dragon, and the Starving Venom. The 1 Banshee, if you want follow-up, you can access another Pyro from your deck. Hita, IP Masquerina, SP Little Knight, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, Access Code Talker, and Celine. This is pretty much so you can access this, and these are just like, well, these two you know what to do, and sometimes this one helps you climb into this as well. And yeah, well, and these are two just generic removal. But yeah, that's the profile. It's a really fun deck. I really enjoy playing it. I hope they get more support. I will try to keep boosting this deck as well. I think it's so fun. It's also beginner friendly if you want a friend to start playing. I would say this is a really good deck, especially if they like Dark Souls. But yeah, that was the deck profile for this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are a more experienced Ashen player, please let me know what I can change. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next time. Thank you so much for watching.